Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for The Real Sports Talk. You can like The Real Sports Talk on Facebook, and you can also follow me on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST. That's KASH Kelly _TRST. It's really strange with how old the Mets are. This is their 50th season that coming into now that they had never thrown a no-hitter. Well, tonight, Johan Santana changed that, throwing the first no-hitter in the history of the Mets organization tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals in an 8-0 win. It took a lot of pitches and a lot of heart, but I mean, that's what this Mets team's been a part of. You got to give a lot of credit to Terry Collins, who's done a tremendous job working with not a lot of talent. I mean, you can compare what Terry Collins is doing in the MLB right now, keeping this Mets team with a 29-23 record, to what Doug Collins is doing in the NBA with the Philadelphia 76ers. Two guys that are working with teams that don't have a ton of talent, but they have the right pieces for the system and the culture that these guys want to create, and they've created a winning culture. David Wright is on his way to winning an MVP. He's hitting .366 right now, having a tremendous season. But Johan Santana, more to Johan Santana, because this was one of the more impressive no-hitters. You go down this St. Louis Cardinals lineup, you got Rafael Furcal has been a numerous-time All-Star. Carlos Beltran's been a numerous-time All-Star. Matt Holliday's been an MVP runner-up, NLCS MVP. Numerous-time All-Star. Allie Craig's actually a pretty decent player. David Freese is a World Series MVP. Yadier Molina might be the best catcher in the game right now. Adams has done a nice job at first. Green is not a terrible second baseman. You go down this lineup, and this is a solid lineup, one of the best overall lineups in the MLB. And what Johan Santana was able to do tonight, he did walk 5 guys, but in the end, it took 134 pitches, and he walked 5 guys, but in the end, he's able to get the first no-hitter in Mets history. Extremely impressive, and even as a Phillies fan, I got to give Johan Santana a lot of props, because this is a guy who's fought through injuries. You know, he's seen the culture completely change since when he came to the Mets, and he appears right now to be back at the top of his game. And it's really nice to see a guy like Johan Santana back, because he was so good with the Twins, and he's actually been a pretty solid pitcher with the Mets. Unfortunately, they just haven't had great luck since he's been there. He's been a pretty solid pitcher with the Mets, but he missed all of last season, and he's come back really strong this season. 3-2 now with like a 2.38 ERA. He looks great, and he looks like right now he's in the Cy Young candidacy. And the Mets look like a team that is going to surprise a lot of people and be in contention throughout the season. I don't know if the Mets will be in contention the last week of the season, but what they're doing right now with that lineup, I mean, you lose Jose Reyes this offseason, you traded Beltran away. What they're doing with that lineup right now is extremely impressive for a team that a lot of people saw winning 65 games, 70 games coming into this season. Extremely impressive, and a lot of props to what the Mets are doing over there in New York. And that's coming from a diehard Phillies fan, and there's no love lost between me and the New York Mets and the Phillies and the Mets going back a few seasons. But I really got to give the Mets props right now, because they've been a fun team to watch this season. Hit me up on Twitter and Facebook. I'll be back for the Heat and Celtics game recap later on tonight.